Unexpected Journey, Memoir of a Siberian Deportee by Juzė Avižienyte-Žukauskiene. Translated from Lithuanian and narrated by Giedrė Kumpikas, niece of the author, and by Isabelle Kumpikas, the sister of the author. Chapter 53, Hay Mowing. One bright morning, towards the end of July, on their way to mow hay in a distant corner of the taiga, a group of workers from the manufacturing enterprise stopped by us at Melstrai, and together with them my son Ludas. Ludas was very worried, while the others joked that his teeth were sharp and his mouth wide. Как хватил, так и два прием всю буханку хлеба и сожрал. When he grabbed it, with 2 bites, he devoured the whole loaf of bread. Poor Ludas did not feel like laughing. They were being sent to mow hay for a week, and for the whole week they were issued bread, which was even enriched. A person who has not starved does not know what it means to take warm, fragrant, freshly baked loaf of bread into his hands. As soon as he got it, he broke off a corner to taste it. It was good, another small piece. The appetite grows. He sees that very little is left. It won't be enough anyway, and he finished it all. 1 more small loaf remained. Another 15 kilometers were left until they got to the workplace. The second one might not last either. And what would he eat the whole week? He talked to his co-workers into stopping by at his mother's. Mother would think of something anyway, would help in some way. But how can mother help? She only has tears and heartache. But tears will not help in any way. I ran to Mikhailovna and begged her for a liter of milk. From the garden I dug up a good bag of small potatoes, and not having experience, I washed them clean. The young skin came off. After 5 days, my poor Ludas returned barely dragging his feet, eaten up by mosquitoes, his face, hands, and feet swollen. He staggered into the hut and cried, "Mommy, help me. I have such pains in my belly, and I feel so weak. I can barely stand it. I didn't think I would make it home." I knew that the most important reason for this was hunger. Again to Mikhailovna to ask for milk. She gave me a whole earthenware pot, about 1.5 liters. I was cooking potatoes. While they were cooking, Ludas drank almost the whole pot of milk. "I don't know, Mommy, if I should eat potatoes. I got food poisoning from the others." "What?" "The washed ones turned green, shriveled, became rancid. Everyone yelled, 'Don't eat them, you'll drop dead.' But I ate them anyway. I had nothing else. I said to the team leader, 'From the potatoes or from hunger, I'll drop dead anyway.' The remaining ones he took away from me, squashed them with his shoes, and stamped them into the dirt, saying, 'Go about 3 kilometers into the taiga. There are gardens. Dig up some good potatoes for yourself.' Mommy, I have never stolen. Nobody has enough potatoes. Whoever planted did not do it for thieves, but for themselves. I couldn't work. My intestines ached. I was doubled over. Then the team leader, having cursed me out with all the F words and whatever else he knew, told me to go home. Back to the hospital. I excused myself from work one day, went to the hospital on account of my own aching legs and to visit my son. "How are you feeling, Ludale?" I asked. "At night I can't sleep. I wait for breakfast. At 8 o'clock, when they bring me a cup of warm water and 100 grams of bread, after I eat it, I feel hungrier than before and wait for lunch. Lunch is at 12 o'clock. I get soup. In a little bowl of salted water are floating a few thin, small pieces of potatoes and a pinch of leaves. I get 200 grams of bread. I am insatiable. I feel hungrier and impatiently wait for supper. Again, a cup of water and 200 grams of bread. Can't you sign yourself out of the hospital? Perhaps you would get well at home. At least I would stuff more leaves into the pot. If I sign myself out, I'll have to go to work. And you see what my legs look like." And he pulled up his pants. His legs were swollen and had sores. They were painted with zelonka, a brilliantine of alcohol. "I won't be able to work, so that I won't even get the 500 grams of bread." I left the hospital with an aching heart. I asked some people if they had any milk. Who will have any? Still, in the morning or in the evening, if a liter is left over, they sell it to their steady clients. The obligation to the government was great, and the little cows, after the winter, were barely dragging their feet. In the summer, they're eaten by all sorts of pests, from which they protect themselves only by kicking. They have no time to graze. That is why there is so little milk.